Welcome to New Orleans and Bio on the Bayou. I'm Carolyn with Tulane School of Medicine. And right now we've got Billy with BioAesthetics. Introduce yourself and tell us about your company and your background.
Yeah, sounds great. Thanks for having me. So I guess a little bit of my background. I started off biomedical engineering student at Tulane University. So happy to be back home here for a little bit, and also born and raised in New Orleans. So that's good as well. Biomedical engineering, and thought I wanted to get into kind of prosthetic design, interfacing that with the human mind and things like that, which is definitely progressing in terms of the DoD area funded research. But also got a little bit scared of the FDA kind of in undergrad, and went and moved into actually mechanical engineering to get a little more diversified, potentially go into oil and gas. But then actually returned to my alma mater, to Tulane, for an MBA, kind of moving more into the business side of things, and kind of in that process, got reignited with the biotech fire, and interned for a good bit at the New Orleans BioAesthetics Center, which is across the street from here, working with a number of companies, trying to spin out, write business plans, pitch decks, all that sort of stuff, ranging from therapeutics, devices, diagnostics, and then jumped into a company after I finished my MBA, a therapeutics company, and then was doing some consulting with a number of companies, helping with grant applications, and then wound up with BioAesthetics, and originally got involved with BioAesthetics towards the end of 2016, working on a consulting basis, with grant applications, and then ended up joining full-time. We got our first funding in 2017 through IndieBio, accelerated raise in San Francisco. To date, have raised about $7 million in funding, an additional $3 million in grant funding. That's primarily funded a lot of pipeline projects. And so now here back at Bio on the Bayou, and reconnecting with some old friends and faces and making new connections.
And just to make another plug for Tulane, BioAesthetics spun out of Tulane, is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, Tulane BioAesthetics originally Tulane University spin out. Technology for the original founding of the company was developed at Tulane, which the company has licensed exclusively from Tulane.
So what is the focus of BioAesthetics these days?
So BioAesthetics, we're focused on transforming lives through the advancements of biomaterials. So we're a very tissue engineering, biomaterials focused company, and looking at solutions in places where that hasn't been looked at as much, and primarily reconstructive surgeries, restoring quality of life, not necessarily life-saving, but in some cases life-saving solutions. And so what we've noticed, and we were taking a look at a lot, tissue grafts are primarily used in reconstructive surgeries, and ones that are decellularized, which is kind of our core competency originally, was decellularization, removing the cells and DNA from tissue grafts to make them non-immunogenic so they don't elicit immune response and rejection. And then we found that a lot of issues with those grafts are infection, necrosis, failure to integrate, and strength, because a lot of times they use skin grafts for hernia repair. And these types of tissue grafts are used for all indications: burns, pressure ulcers, hernia repair, pelvic organ prolapse, breast reconstruction, tendon repair. So ranging sectors. And so they all have very similar problems. And so something we were thinking about was, how can we reinforce these tissues, which effectively are matrices that have void spaces, and they're primarily collagen because most of them are being derived from skin. But how can we make them better? And so we thought about taking polymers, infusing them into those void spaces, linking that, and then so you have basically two materials in one to create a stronger, more robust graft. And then polymers are used often for drug delivery and sustained drug release, so we could load drugs within those polymers into the grafts and provide local sustained release of drugs at the surgical sites, to prevent infection, to reduce pain, to improve scarring. So many different, or just increase the how healing happens and the speed of that. So those are the grafts we're working on.
What kind of resources and help are you seeking here at the conference?
Yeah, so I'm kind of potentially collaborators to work in animal models or translational medicine, or also KOLs, like for our scientific advisory board for kind of the wound care or soft tissue reconstruction space. And then obviously always looking for funding. So gotta keep it going somehow.
Anything else you want to say?
No, I think I think Bullpen, it's a great opportunity, and I'm glad it's partnered with Tulane University here at Bio on the Bayou, and I'm glad to be part of that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.